How do you build a curved fence line? In this video, we're gonna show you exactly how to do that step by step. We're gonna do it with a 5-foot tall chain link fence. Here we go. I don't have anything naturally that curves other than this ditch right here, so we're gonna go 60 feet and we're gonna contour this ditch that's on a curve. Mimic the curve of this ditch. I'm gonna come off the center edge of the ditch 8 feet. Just because we're doing a chain link fence in this video, that doesn't mean that this doesn't apply to other fences. I'm gonna go out 60 feet. And if I was to go in a straight line, I'm about 18 feet off of the ridge of the ditch, which down at the beginning, we were 8 feet. We need to curve this fence to contour. I like to use a nice reeled tape. Could be 100, could be 300 tape. In this video, I'm using a 300-foot tape. And that's so I can also use my tape sort of as my string line. So there's my 8 feet. And I can run back and I can go ahead and check to make sure that my tape is kind of following the contour of my ditch. I'm just gonna put some marks randomly at 8 feet. If you didn't want to mark this out, what you could do is you could take some pin flags and you could use pin flags to mark this. And this is just to make everything look nice and even. Okay, so now I have all my little dots that I just made. I'm gonna pair up my tape on those dots. Kind of want to make sure that everything looks nice and straight. The curve looks nice and continuous and it doesn't jog in and then back out or something weird like that. And I would say right there, we have a really nice parallel line that mimics that ditch very nicely. So the way that we have our tape set up right now, that's exactly what we want our fence line to do. Hey, Dan from the future here. There's something that I forgot. There's 2 other ways that I forgot about you could guide yourself as far as curving your fence. You could use an extension cord. You could use some PVC or some conduit. But you can take something such as like an extension cord. It's just a little bit stiffer versus a string. And you can lay it out to the point where you can get a nice contour to your curve. So, and also, you know, the wind doesn't blow it. So as you can see, I'm kind of adjusting the curve with my extension cord here. I can look down it. It's got some weight and I can go and drive my fence post right along my extension cord. So this is another option, and so is PVC, on how to curve your fence. Now that we have that figured out, we can go ahead and mark out our post spacing. And since I already went and laid this out, I don't want to pull on it and risk ruining my curve I already have established. So I'm gonna find my number that I want. I'm building a chain link fence. Chain link fence, most typically 10-foot center max. If you're doing a vinyl, maybe you're gonna be doing an 8. If you're gonna be doing a cedar fence, maybe you're doing an 8. 20, 30, 40, and we're gonna do 50. And I'm gonna go ahead and do a little crosshair, marking right where I think that post is gonna go. Now that I have all my marks, what I can do is I can reel up my tape. If our ending point was over there, you can see we could either go straight, have a corner, or we could follow the contour of the ditch, which is what we have now, and you can see how drastic that turn is. So if you're new to the channel and you're just stumbled on this video, using string lines is something that we don't really do all the time here. We do a lot of stuff by eyesight. That's how I'm gonna set this curve. All on my eye, I'm gonna set my terminal post here. I'm gonna set my terminal post there. And what we're gonna do is we wanna try to make sure that we have equal spaces by eye in between each post. Also on this, we're not gonna dig a hole. We're not gonna pour concrete. We are going to do what we call no dig chain link. We're gonna take a gas powered Rhino XA driver and we're gonna drive these posts in the ground with this driver. And we're gonna build our fence. I'm not gonna go through the whole entire process of how to build a chain link fence. And if you guys are like, man, I wish you would, that's great, because we did a video, it's right over here, check it out once you get done watching this one. And I will go through all the process of how to do a residential grade chain link fence step by step. Now that we have both terminals driven, what we can do is we can go back, we can drive our first line post and we'll put it right here on our X, and then we'll be able to see gaps in between each post. What we're trying to do is make sure that all gaps are identical to each other and about the same, so that way we are trying to follow the natural curve of this ditch.
Is there a way to do this with string, or can you not even do this with string?
I mean, you could do this with string. You'd have to drive some stakes in the ground and you'd have to set up your string perfectly to the way that you wanted it to. But the way that I'm going to show you how to do it is going to be a lot faster and a lot less time consuming. Just to go into a little bit more explanation of what we got going on here. We have a terminal post, we have the far terminal post on the other side, and we have our very first line post. As you can see, these two posts are in line. They're going to be in line because there's only two posts. These two are going straight that way, but that's where we want to go. If we wanted to go straight, we would be over here. But we're going to have to come and bring it to the inside now. And now is when you can start to see your gap. Because if I look this way from the second line post to the first line post, I can see a gap in between the first line post and the terminal post. And it's a gap about this big. And I want to try to make that gap identical all the way across so that that way we have a nice gradual curve. Everything is the same. So now we have 4 posts driven coming this way, counting the terminal, 3 line posts, and we have a terminal on this side. So we're trying to make those gaps the same. So if you look from this post to this post to this post, you have a gap right here. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to mimic that gap all the way around. We need to make that gap look the same to have a nice curving fence. Now, if what you're following is already perfectly smooth, you know, if you're following a curved concrete sidewalk, there you go. The work's already done for you. You just need to measure, mark, and go. Whereas we're following the ridge line of the ditch and we wanted to double check and make sure it's 100% nice. So making sure that we have equal gaps is smoothing this curve out equally. And I'm gonna show you right now what it would be like if I was off with these last 2 posts. So I intentionally screwed this up. Curve gone wrong. And what this looks like, so we were doing really good. All of a sudden our gaps in between our posts got a lot tighter. So that means that we didn't curve hard enough. We should have kept curving more to be able to hit this target post. So now what we need to do is we need to take these posts and we need to be right here to keep that curve going gradual straight to that terminal post. What we just did as far as putting everything on a curve, 100%, that can apply to vinyl, cedar, it can apply to all the different fences. It's just how to set up on a curve. But right now, we're gonna finish this video on how to build out a chain link fence on a curve.
Now, I'm not going to go over every single step of how to build a chain link fence right now, but I do that very thoroughly in another video. I'll link to that in the description below and at the end of this video.
And we are gonna put the chain link on the outside of the curve. If you were doing the inside of the curve, 100%, you could do the inside of the curve too. You could do whatever you want. You could do S's. Whenever you start a curve and whenever you stop a curve and go back to a straight line, you're gonna have a termination. So you need to stop it at that end of the curve, and then when you go straight again, start off with a new run. Now with an inside curve, so if we were to put the chain link on this side, our chain link's gonna wanna go straight from this post to that post. We're probably not gonna have to stretch it that much because we're gonna have to push it into the post. We're gonna take this top rail, we're gonna shove it through and into the rail end. As you can see, we have a problem. Our top rail is going straight and we're missing our line post. Sure, I mean, we could do this very easily. We could just bend the top rail like that. We could do it again. More than likely, what's gonna happen, once we put so much bend on it, it's probably gonna pop off. And this is just an 1 3/8 top rail. And if you wanted to actually make it so it's a permanent bend, what you're gonna do is we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna have Tanner hold it down right here so that way I can take it on this side and I can then put a bend on it. And then I'm gonna rotate it. I'm not quite to my line post, so I'm gonna bend it again. There, I could go just a little bit more. There, that's pretty good. Now when you do the bend, you wanna make sure that the rail doesn't come out of the rail end. So that's why it's really great to have 2 people when doing this, so that way one can hold it, the other one can bend it and continue. And if you have a little short stubby section like this, then what you can do is you can I'm marking where the center of that loop cap is and the center of that post. I'm pulling out, putting that mark back, putting my bend down. I would have Tanner then hold this section, and I would take another piece of pipe and I would then bend this. Since that's only like a foot long, a little bit goes a long ways. A little bit more. It has just ever so slightly a little bend on there. Now we can put that back in the rail end. And our first piece is done. And you can see that that bend that we just put in there is pointed right next to that next post, which is what we want. It's headed straight for that post. Now, just so that we don't ruin all this top rail, I'm not gonna bend any more of these so that way we can reuse this in other videos. I think that this was a good demonstration. I'm just gonna try and let this free flow back to the other terminal. So we had a little bit of an oopsie here. I didn't communicate that that wasn't a cut mark. We're gonna look really funky on this end. Now, that thing has a little bit of stored energy because we didn't bend it. It could definitely come back, whap, smack you right in the face. Now you can see that we have a really nice curve. One thing about chain link and then just putting the top rail in and not putting that bend in there is you can see that we have a nice curve here, but our chain link is gonna go from post to post. So it's gonna go straight. So the top is kind of gonna have a bulge out. So I do think it does look better when you actually put the permanent bends in there. When doing a curved chain link fence, think of like an octagon. From point, straight line to point, to point, to point. That's essentially what the chain link fence is doing. From post to post to post. We're trying to just make that nice and smooth. For this demonstration, we're going on the outside of the post. So we're gonna put our fabric on the outside of the curve.
Yep.
So as we stretch it, it's just gonna suck tighter and tighter into that curve. If we were on the inside of the curve, it would be trying to go from terminal post to terminal post. And that's probably about how we would stretch it, and then we would push it into the curve. And we'd use our easy twist ties to go ahead and tie that off. It doesn't matter if it's on the inside or the outside. On the outside, it's a lot easier because it's pulling into itself, and then the inside, you have to actually push it in and tie it off. If you go from an inside curve to an outside curve, you're gonna wanna go ahead and have a break right there at your terminal post because you're gonna wanna break the two curves apart. Now Tanner could stand there and hold that up for me all day. He'd probably eventually get tired, but hey, we got tools for this. Easy, simple tools. You run it through the first diamond, just like that, and it keeps that from falling over. So this is a top rail dresser, and it acts the same as a banana clip. We're gonna use this in this scenario, and it's just gonna hold it here for us while we work on this. And it holds it to the right height. So we're gonna use these handy dandy pole jacks. And I'd say that this is pretty good. We want to make sure that we got all the slack out from the very beginning, all the way past and pulled out so that there's no loose spots. And we're good. So like I said earlier, as soon as we get done with this, we're just gonna take it right back out. This is nothing but a pure demonstration video. I don't see a reason to totally terminate this chain link. We're not gonna run a bottom tension wire, and we didn't intentionally because we just strictly use this for demonstrating purposes. We're just gonna take this right back out of the ground. So now you know how to curve a fence. And if you wanna try this at your house or the next time you're building a fence, it's Dan with SWI. We are Wyoming's Fence Company. We hope you have a good dang day.